All right, folks, and a very pleasant Saturday afternoon from Sun Devil Lacrosse Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. It is Arizona State Lacrosse here on ESPN+. It's ASU and Vanderbilt. The Devils and the Commodores finishing up a home-and-home that began last year, the third all-time meeting between these two programs. With Bella Gasper in Blank, great to be with you, Bella. The Devils starting the week off very strong on this homestand of a couple of games. They get a win over Mercer that was a little closer than maybe they would have liked, but still a 6-goal cushion, and 16 goals on the offensive end, certainly the highlight in that game.
Yeah, absolutely, Aiden. The Sun Devils have been very impressive on the offensive end this year, and today should be a really great matchup against Vanderbilt. You know, last year, maybe a loss that they were kind of hoping to get a win against, obviously, and this will be a great rematch, a little bit of a revenge game, and we'll see how they do. Going to be a very good one to watch here in sunny Arizona.
Yeah, these two programs certainly have the history between them. You were on the team last year. It was a very close game decided by 2 goals, and the last time they were here was decided by just 1.
Yep, definitely. You know, we have two very evenly matched teams here, both very athletic, both very fast, offensive presences on both ends, and obviously very good defense on both sides. So we'll definitely see. I'm expecting to be a pretty back-and-forth game here, but only time will tell.
Vanderbilt off a 13-9 loss to Louisville on Wednesday afternoon. These are two teams headed in opposite directions. ASU off a pretty good win for them at home. Vanderbilt has lost 4 of their last 6. Really could use a cross-country trip with a win to turn this season around for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think obviously a loss coming from Louisville, but Louisville has had a pretty good stand starting off the season. Pretty impressive win against Denver in their first game. So obviously ASU coming off a great win against Mercer. They've had a pretty good record so far, hoping to improve that, as are both teams.
So it's the Sun Devils and the Commodores coming up from Sun Devil Lacrosse Stadium. ASU enters at 5-2. They are 3-0 at home. They have defended home turf very, very well. Vanderbilt is 2-4, 0-3 at home. Their 2 wins have come on the road this season, interestingly enough. Vanderbilt, of course, out of the American, looking for their first tournament appearance since 2021. But certainly, as you mentioned, have been able to give the Sun Devils a game the last 2 times they've met. Away we go, and right off the bat, the Commodores make a statement. They win the draw. That's not something that happens very often against this ASU team.
Yeah, Anna Viglione has been absolutely unstoppable on the draw this year. An impressive 70 draw controls already this year, which is, you know, pretty impressive this early on. She's definitely a hard one to match up against, and now we'll see how the Sun Devils do here on defense with the opening possession going to the Commodores.
They met here in 2019. It was decided by just a goal, 15-14. The Commodores won. And they defeated ASU 13-11 last year. As you mentioned, a lot of names returning for ASU that would like to get a little revenge and notch a power conference win here.
Absolutely.
40 to shoot on the opening possession for the Doors. Kemper Robinson the drive, and our first foul of this game.
Yeah, that's going to be shooting space against Helen Park. She was just on the low crease there, so see what Katie Valley has to say about it.
Good mix on this Vanderbilt roster of youth and experience. This is the experience. Kemper Robinson charges to net and scores. The senior, the Maryland native, gets the Doors on the board first. It's 1-0 as they score on a free position over Katie Valley.
Yeah, those low bouncers are very difficult for a goalie to track. I think that's a really well-placed shot by Kemper there. Just bouncer low, really, really tough one to track. So we'll see how the Sun Devils respond, see if the Commodores can get another draw here.
Especially off of the free position. Always a difficult shot to block, and Robinson has the first goal of the day going to Vanderbilt. 13:56 in in the opening quarter on a sun-splashed but cool morning here in Tempe. The back half of the week for ASU looking to go 2-0 on this homestand, and they'll be off for a week. They'll be back here next Saturday against a 5-0 Furman team that could be 6-0 should they win tomorrow. So certainly bringing in some very strong opponents. Even Mercer was able to stay with them for a while.
Yeah, I think Terran Van Thoff did a very good job this year at creating their schedule, getting some looks from various different conferences, especially, having Mercer, who typically wins their conference, having a few of St. Joe's, who makes the tournament, just a really good variety, so that way, come tournament time, they have hopefully some good wins under their belt, or at least a bit of variety.
Here's our first look at the Sun Devil offense, led by the girl with the stick right there, Tegan Ing, and she loses it.
Yeah,
the Vanderbilt defense came to play, and they get a takeaway on their first possession.
Beautiful defensive play by Alex Gladding. Nice cause turnover, and they're quickly bringing it over to the offensive end. Shot just wide. That'll be number 1. Jamie Biskup, she's been having a very impressive year, second in goal scoring for the Commodores at 13 goals and 5 assists this year. And I think that's something to really take note of from the Vanderbilt offense too. Very high scoring, kind of low assists, so that's something to definitely keep into account. They have great one-on-one attackers, and you can see that early on here in the showdown. And
you had mentioned off air that their top 3 goal scorers, all transfers. This is even though it's an experienced roster, a roster with experience, there are a lot of new faces between some of these freshmen who've stepped up and the transfers that have come in year 7 of Beth Hewitt's tenure in Nashville.
Yeah, definitely, and I think also the 3 top goal scorers being transfers, as you said. Also important to note that none of them were actually playing last year. So one of them was injured, 2 of them just getting their start for the Commodores. So you can really see how they've really transformed their offense for Vanderbilt this year.
Barrett Brookfield first to track the missed shot, and ASU will get a do-over on their first trip down in the first quarter. Under 12 minutes left in the opening stanza, Devils down by 1 against an opponent that is, other than Denver, maybe their toughest, at least on paper, this season.
Definitely. Sun Devils will get it around the horn here. They've had a lot of their offense being produced from the X area or that pie slice area. Jordan Behart, a very dynamic attacker. It's been really cool to see some of the young bucks really coming in and showing what they have on the field. Obviously, there were some attackers that left last year who were very high scoring, so nice to see some of the younger players come into their own this year.
Nobody has been better for the Sun Devil offense than that duo, Lydia Oldno and Tegan Ing. We're going to get a late whistle as Ing started her drive. Despite the turnover on that first possession, Tegan Ing was the star in their last game against Mercer, and Lydia Oldno not far behind. They are the names that really jump off the page offensively for the Devils. First free position for ASU. And they work it around with Kendall Morris. And about 22 seconds to shoot. We get another whistle. 10:40 in the first quarter.
Kendall Morris, one of the freshmen that is a part of Terran Van Thoff's first recruiting class, the full class that she recruited. So really cool to see her stepping into her own. Jordan Behar stopped low there. Talk about a player who's had a very impressive start to the season. She's actually tied for leading the NCAA with assists at 27 assists this year. She's just super crafty, very unorthodox way of playing. Love seeing what she does on the offensive end. Really great stop there by the Vanderbilt keeper, though, and they'll take it down the other way.
27 assists for her. That leads the NCAA. She's also 4th in points. So it's not just assists where she has excelled. There's a couple of notable Sun Devils high in that points category. Tegan Ing, if she can find 5 today, gets to 100 in her career. She was 9 away entering that game against Mercer. So if she can put up a similar performance here, we may have a record. A pass in front, looking for something. And a nice job by the Sun Devil defense. Sammy Nuchow turned away though they got it pretty close to the crease there. Now a drive, they got a little space in front on Valley, and they scored the second goal of the game.
Very impressive that she was able to take that right to the rack. Flag was up, so she would have gotten a call, but finds a way to put it past Valley anyways.
It looked like that was Brooke Baker. We'll wait official confirmation there at 9:30 in the first. And these two teams who have put up a strong showing early defensively, Vanderbilt has been able to get by ASU twice now, a 2-0 lead for the Commodores.
Yeah, Brooke Baker, graduate student out of Maynardville, New York. She's obviously just been a powerhouse for the Commodores, and you could easily see that there. You know, didn't really matter that Keely Cleland was doing her best to defend her. She finds a way to the cage anyways. Now we're headed back to the draw. We'll see how Anna Viglione can respond. She's up against number 17, Kira Runsk from Vanderbilt. So we'll see what happens here.
Viglione averaging 10 draw controls a game. That's 4th in the NCAA. She started strong against Mercer, got taken out of the draw circle around the second quarter after the Bears were able to rip off a couple, but she wins the draw control there and evens it up on the day.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the major worry points coming out of last year. Obviously, Zoe Mazer, now the assistant coach for the Sun Devils, she had a very impressive season, very dominant in the draw control circle. So I think that was one place that we didn't really, or ASU didn't really know how they would step in. She's really made her mark, and she really she's filled in the shoes of Zoe. So very impressive to see her, especially just as a sophomore. She has only up from here as well.
And that's one of those things where you mentioned how dominant she was and big a force she was for this team last season. To bring her on as an assistant coach and lead Viglione, who's just a sophomore, and really seeing her first true playing time of the season as Vanderbilt comes up with a stop at the 8:30 mark and will get the ball back. Having that experience on your coaching staff, especially with someone who's filling such big shoes, invaluable for Taryn Van Thoff, who herself is only in her 3rd season. So the experience on this staff, though it's there, certainly not as long as it is on the opposite sideline. Beth Hewitt in year number 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously a young coaching staff, young team, but they're making the most of it, and you really can't tell with the way they've been playing this year on the field, which is pretty impressive.
Beth Hewitt, a pioneer in sorts, especially in the West Coast game. She helped start Oregon's program.
Nice takedown there by Maddie Signorelli. Very impressive interception, and she's very sneaky. You'll see her get a few interceptions every game. Kind of seems like she's just in the right place at the right time most of the time. So really, that was a very much needed stop for the Sun Devils. We'll see what they can do on the other end.
Bold no for Ing, and the Devils trying to a little quicker offensively. They had a shot there to try and move on a fast break, but Commodore defense comes up strong.
Yeah, they're looking very solid, keeping the Sun Devils scoreless right now, so see if they can keep that up. Very impressive on the goalkeeper so far, a couple point blank stops, so really stepping in when they need her.
Another whistle.
Foul there, and it looks like the referee's bringing out a card. It's going to be a yellow card. It looked like a check to the head. Yep, and that is what the referee is signaling. So it'll be Addie Shevitt's ball on the hanging hash. We'll see what she'll do with it. It's a bit of a tough spot to go for the shot, although she is on her righty side. Wouldn't be surprised if she passes it out and maybe gets a better set play set up with the man-up opportunity now.
Yellow card sends off Amaya Turner, the junior. This will be, what, the 3rd free position for ASU here. At 6:56 in the first. Devils trying to score off a turnover. They don't get a lot of turnovers. They're 114th nationally. Less than 6 caused turnovers a game. It's been a bit of an issue for them so far. They have not forced a lot of miscues from opposing offenses, so obviously when you do, you need to make sure that you capitalize. The flash in front, and they do.
That's just one of those really impressive cross-field passes by Jordan. Her and Lydia have a very good connection on and off the field, so really cool to see them really being a dynamic duo this year. Really beautifully placed shot by Lydia. That'll be the Sun Devils' first of the day.
That's Lydia Oldnow's first of the day. Cuts this lead in half down to just a goal at the 6:31 mark here in the first. A really good look in front. The pass was, as you mentioned, just terrific. Gave it right to her. And now ASU starts to grab that momentum back after giving up the first 2 goals of this game.
We'll see how the Commodores respond. Their first goal that the keeper on Vanderbilt let in today, but off a very nice play off ASU, like we mentioned. So we'll see how the draw goes here, see what happens next.
And Molly Joyce, no slouch in net for the Commodores. New York native, the junior, was AAC Goalie of the Week back on February 10th, the first week of the season, after a 14-save performance against Denver, one of the 2 common opponents that these teams have. So she has already made a name for herself this season, getting conference awards right off the bat.
Looks like Bella Ingrao may have just been sent off with a green card. That's a bit of a game changer in the last year that has happened in college lacrosse, is that green card rule in between the 30s. Really makes it a lot more difficult for offenses to ride and really creates a lot of man-up opportunities. So that's something the Sun Devils have been struggling with a little bit this year, being man down for a decent portion of some games. It's costed them a bit, so we'll see how they can hold up here.
And we just talked about how they have struggled to get the ball back defensively. Now they're a man down. You can quickly see ultra protection from this Sun Devil defense. They've gone into lockdown mode here to try and avoid giving up that goal they just got back. 45 seconds to shoot, and the Commodores do get it back. A 3-1 lead on a shorthanded goal.
That was just a beautiful quick stick. Not much time for Valley to react to that one from that feed behind, getting her to look behind and then in front. Really tough one for the goalie to stop. Sun Devils held them for a few seconds, but not much you can do man down, and especially not on a beautiful play like that from the Commodores.
It looked like Kate Bradley, the Virginian, or rather she got the assist.
Looked like it might have been Jamie Biscup,
Yeah.
so no surprise there. She's their second leading goal scorer. She transferred 2 years ago from Virginia, and this is actually her first year on the field for the Commodores, so she's truly making her mark. Very impressive start here out in Tempe.
Bista, McKenna Harden, 2 of the big names that they have brought over. Harden from a UNC program that's always in the top 10, always contending for national titles. So even though the Doors have not been to the postseason since 2021, they have a lot of postseason experience being brought in through the transfer portal. The ACC is such a competitive conference, always producing national champions in women's lacrosse. The Doors get it back, and Vanderbilt has a shot right now to start to pull away, leading 3-1.
Yeah, and I think that's something to say about those transfers coming in with postseason experience. You can really see the Vanderbilt offense, just they look calm, they look precise, and they move really well together. So probably something to say about coach bringing them in, really bringing the offense up another notch from where they were last year and where the program has been in the past.
And that's not easy to do, coming off a loss to a very good ACC program in Louisville. Before that, a loss to a ranked Ohio State team. Their last win, same as the Sun Devils, February 19th, a game at Mercer. So they have certainly taken it on the chin to some of these ranked opponents.
And we had a early entry on Helen Park there, so now we'll have 2 behind. Number 33 on Vanderbilt, Brooke Baker. The shot and the goal. That'll be their 4th of the quarter. Brooke Baker having a great day here so far. She placed that one. Sometimes that she just made it look very easy, so very impressive. You know, capitalizing on having those 2 players behind makes it very difficult for the Sun Devils to step in and get a stick there.
Baker had a draw control earlier. Now she's got a goal at 4:45 in the first.
Yeah, you can really see her presence being made all over the field, offensively in the draw circle. Definitely a great pickup for them, and she's really having a day today.
4-1 Vanderbilt lead, but in the draw control circle, it's been almost even, a 3-2 advantage for the Commodores. We go back to the circle, and now it's even up at 3 apiece.
Like you said, very back and forth here on the draw circle today, so I think that's one reason. Before we were talking off air, it's going to be a pretty close one today, very back and forth, pretty even teams, and that's just very evident in the draw circle especially.
You can tell how crucial it is for ASU to get in front of the Vanderbilt defense, who's really shut them down in set offense today. They've had a couple of chances, have yet to get a shot off in that transition space. We'll see what they do here, approaching 4 in the first quarter. Loose pass in front, still loose,
and picked up,
and another turnover.
Yep, picked up again there by Brooke Baker. Like we said, she's defensive presence, offensive presence. She's great in the circle. She's really helping the Commodores come out early here, so we'll see how that carries on throughout today.
3-goal lead for Vanderbilt, who won this game by just 2 last year, trying to expand on that right now. ASU went down 2-0, scored a goal to make it 2-1, and is now allowed 2 unanswered. You don't want that number to get much higher against a team of this caliber with this kind of experience working against you. Turns the corner, a shot in front, and Katie Valley able to come up with a stop. She's had a rough go of it so far, but the Sun Devils lead the conference at over 50%, or at least entering this game was over 50% save percentage. She's been one of the best things about this team this year.
Yeah, absolutely. She came in as a freshman, really outstanding goalkeeper. Finally, she's getting her groove a lot this year, so really great to see her stepping into her own. Great pickup also on the defensive end by Helen Park. She carried it up. That's one defender that they are really lucky to keep having, and it's her senior year this year, but she's been very impressive on the defensive end. Super aggressive, very strong individual, so nice pickup, leaving no question that the offense would get a second chance opportunity. Tegan Ng with the swim move there, and she finishes and puts it away. Tegan is just an absolutely lethal lefty, you know, very well known for going over the top. She is very sneaky, very fast, and just one of those very deceptive players. You know, she's very quick, knows what she wants, and she has a way of putting the ball behind the net. And like you said before, that's 1 out of 5 that she's hoping to get today to get to that benchmark. And you might think 5 goals is a lot for one game. Not necessarily for Tegan Ng.
Not even goals, just 5 points.
Just points. Then, you know, definitely not an impossible feat for her. Just in the Pitt game, she had 7 goals. That's not even with any other points, but she definitely has a nose for the cage, so we'll see if she can get there today.
Tegan Ng has been stifled for the majority of this first quarter, which is something you have to do if you're going to beat this ASU offense. But she was able to drive in there quite easily, actually. Basically a one-on-one, and she won it. Back to the draw control circle, and ASU comes away with it.
Bella Ingrao with the pickup there, sending it up to Barrett Brookfield, and they'll come back the other way. See if they can get another quick one here.
Probably the most momentum ASU has had all day. After that last goal, they allowed 2 unanswered. You'd rather not repeat that here and maybe reverse it, get a couple unanswered of your own. The final 2 minutes of this first quarter, 4-2 Vanderbilt lead. Still just warming things up on a Saturday morning in Tempe, with the Devils trying to get this back to a 1-goal game. A good look in front, kind of off an awkward angle, and the stop made in net by Molly Joyce, and it looked like maybe an injured Commodore on the field. Didn't look like there were any penalties to come out of it, and Vanderbilt will get it across.
Yeah, another impressive stop there by the Vanderbilt goalie. She's been really keeping their defense in it, even though the Vanderbilt defense has been looking pretty impressive today. Pretty well-rounded all across the field so far. Not many weak spots for the Commodores. Definitely see the Sun Devils slowly getting into their groove, but Commodores are doing a great job of stopping them so far.
Final 70 seconds of quarter number 1. Vanderbilt has led by as many as 3. The lead's down to 2. Maybe get one more chance to grow it. Loose ball. ASU trying to pick up that ground ball. It remains loose, and the Devils do come away with it, but a step out of bounds.
Yeah, good pickup there. Unfortunately, that extra defender in the sideline snagged Healy Cleland's toe, so Vanderbilt will be coming back the other way now.
Another chance here, 38 seconds remaining. From point, a try from Kemper Robinson at the first goal of this game. Trying to get another. Up to Jamie Biskup. The pass in front and the score.
That'll be number 36, Molly Finley. Very impressive season for her so far as well. That was a very nice finish. She's got a really crafty way, especially when she's in close around the crease like that. She actually did have a viral goal go on the NCAA Lax page. Nice behind the back. She really has a very, very good way of finding the open spots. Very deceptive. So tough one for Katy Valley to track. That'll bring the Commodores to a 5-2 lead with 24 seconds here in the first quarter remaining.
So the Devils are going to have to move quick as we get to the end of the first quarter. They have really just been playing catch-up since the opening draw. Vanderbilt an early goal and have not relinquished that lead since. The Devils have won the last 2 draws. They've won 4 of the 7 in this first quarter. Where does it go from here? A ground ball, ASU will be first to it. Not a ton of time, 18 seconds to try and move. A pass nearly intercepted, but they get it through the midfield. And now on the offense, the fast break, they've been stopped all day with 7.9 seconds left. A foul inside, and they may get one last free position here to try and cut this to a 2-goal game. Bihar has a beeline to the net, and she uses it.
Very, very quick off the line there. Nicely placed, so that'll cut the lead to 2 heading with 5 seconds left. So not sure if anything else will happen in terms of goals, but that's definitely a good momentum shift for the Sun Devils. Hopefully we'll see if the Commodores, how they'll respond to that.
So Bihar, who has an assist already, picks up her first goal. Absolutely huge for ASU to snag the momentum at the end of this first quarter, assuming they can hold on for the last 5 here. 2-goal advantage for Vanderbilt, but ASU likely going to be the last to strike in this frame. The 13th of the season for Bihar at 5 seconds and change in the first quarter. Back to the draw circle. ASU's now won 5 of 8. Now it's going to be 6 of 9. So at the end of that quarter, they really started to take control in the circle, which is something that we were looking for from them all throughout that first quarter. And it comes to an end with the Devils leading, or rather Vanderbilt leading 5-3, but ASU right on their heels will step aside. Back in just under 2 minutes for second quarter action at Sun Devil Lacrosse here on ESPN+. right, second quarter action about to get underway here on ESPN Plus on a Saturday here in Tempe, Arizona, with Bella Gasper, Aiden Blank, and Bella, ASU still playing catch-up. They were for most of that first quarter, but in the last 5-6 minutes, it really felt like they were playing more like Arizona State, or more like the Arizona State that we've seen. They looked more comfortable. They were able to rattle off multiple goals in a row for the first time. That's the team that needs to come into the second quarter here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like you said, getting a bit of that momentum from the draw late in the quarter really served them on the offensive end. Jordan, Lydia, Tegan, all of their big front runners really doing a good job of trying to get their Sun Devils back into this game. And again, even though it might have been a lower scoring quarter than they might be used to, still only down 2 going into the second is not a bad place to be. So we'll see how they can respond here. Great momentum shift near the end, and we'll see how the Commodores can respond and how the Sun Devils can maybe hopefully carry on with that momentum.
If you look past the goal tally, it was almost even in every offensive category. Vanderbilt an 8-6 lead in shots, a 7-6 lead in shots on goal, a 3-2 lead in saves. ASU has dominated the draw control circle now, doubling up the Commodores at 6-3, and Vanderbilt had one more foul. But overall, we talked about this coming in, that it was going to be a very even matchup, two teams in similar positions, and so far, outside of the 5-3 goal tally, the scoreboard has said exactly that. Vanderbilt will open it up on offense. A good chance for them to reset. They thought they were going to take a 3-goal lead into the quarter, but ASU scoring in the final 20 seconds of quarter number 1.
Yeah, I think that's one thing about both these teams. You can never really count them out. They're always going to play to the final whistle, and that's just good lacrosse. You love to see it, and it's really, really great from a viewer's perspective, as a coach, as a player. You just love playing those types of games.
Right off the bat, the Commodores strike to open up the second quarter. Nancy Halloran, the senior, puts it in at 14-15, and that lead has grown back to 3.
Yeah, that's her first goal of the day, but definitely not her first of the season. That'll be her 9th on the year so far. She's their 4th leading goal scorer, so she's definitely good for at least 1 or 2 per game for the Commodores. Definitely great to get them a little bit of momentum to start off the quarter. We'll see how the Sun Devils can respond. Those low bouncers are definitely, as we mentioned, a bit of a challenge. Katy Valley, very good all around, but those bouncers are hard for any goalie to track. So we'll see how the Sun Devil defense can regroup after that.
Halloran, such a big returning player for Vanderbilt, missed all of the 2024 season with an injury after she was all AAC second team as a sophomore, 27 points off 22 goals and 5 assists. So such a big name to have back. And you mentioned she's in the top 5 on the team in scoring now 9 goals on the season. And Vanderbilt can get their largest lead here. They get another draw at 6-3.
Vanderbilt taking it around the horn now. Definitely a bit of a younger defense compared to last year, losing a few seniors. We have freshman in Sierra Ryan, Angelina Longo, a junior, but first year kind of getting on. So it's really great to see her stepping in. Very aggressive defender, very gritty, and just great footwork. So definitely good to see a few new guns coming in. Vanderbilt, there's a foul there, so they'll remain possession.
ASU will make a sub in that stoppage. Katie Cleveland is off. Anna Viglione comes on after they tripped up.
Yeah, it'll be another man-up possession for the Commodores. They've had pretty good success so far being man-up, so not a position that the Sun Devils want to keep finding themselves in. We'll see if the Commodores can capitalize this time around.
Cleveland heads out, man up for Vanderbilt. They scored the last time they had one at 13-18 in the second. And they're going to get a free position here on Katy Valley, who has not looked like her normal self today. 6 goals through less than 2 quarters, certainly unlike her, but she comes up there. She's had a couple of good saves. She's just needs to make them a little more consistently.
Absolutely, and Kemper Robinson, who was on the line there, stopped, but like you said, maybe Katie Valley just needed to get one under her belt. We'll see how she can carry that through. Tough position to be in as a goalkeeper on the free position shot, you know, one-on-none with the goalie. Very, very difficult, but she did a great job stopping her there. So we'll see if the Sun Devils, what they'll do with it on offense. They're still man down. Maybe they're going to run down the clock. Maybe they'll go for it. You never really know. Pretty unpredictable offense with, again, Jordan Behar behind. They're very cut heavy from up top. Hard to defend, especially with defenders always having to have their heads on a swivel. So we'll see what they can do here.
Be the third save of the day for Valley. Looks like they sent a Commodore off as well.
Looks like there may have been a green card assessed to number 21, or yeah, number 21, Elise Bielecki. So they'll be even now, both man down for each team. We'll see what the Sun Devils do with it. Anna Thornton behind the net here. Another crafty player who struggled with some injuries early on, but she's back in now, really making her presence known. Lydia Oldno takes it in herself and puts it in the low left corner. That'll bring the lead only to 2 for the Commodores, 6-4 now. And that's just a very impressive play by Lydia, or 6-3.
Yeah, Oldno's been tremendous, and she cuts it down to a 3-goal deficit here.
Yeah, Lydia's just a very impressive player.
Or rather, a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, a little bit slower to put it on the scoreboard. But yeah, Lydia Oldno will cut that lead to 2. She's just a very powerful player. You know, her shot, very, very strong. She has a way to just really bring it to the cage. Makes it no question whether that's going to be hitting the mesh or not. So she cuts the lead down to 2. And she's hoping to take the offense and give them a bit of momentum going in here.
Somebody who you've played with before and now has really taken over for this team in the new season of 2025. Still pretty young, haven't even gotten into Big 12 play yet. That's coming up. Couple more in the non-con, including, as we mentioned earlier, as of now, undefeated Furman team coming in next Saturday. No, they haven't played the toughest competition yet, but they still haven't lost. They've done about as well as you can.
Something to say about being undefeated, for sure. No matter who you play, obviously, in college lacrosse, it's anybody's game on any given day. And as you said, Lydia, they're a very great presence on the offense. She's been a star since she came in her freshman year, really being a presence on the offense, and it's great to see her this year, especially getting the ball in her stick a bit more. She's definitely producing, and she's one of those go-to players for the Sun Devils, definitely on the scouting report for the Commodores, because she really, you don't want her with the ball in her stick because she can just capitalize on it very, very easily.
Under 12 minutes to play. We're going to see another penalty here for ASU.
I believe that was just a sub.
Yeah, they made a quick substitution.
Yeah,
sounded like they had announced it as a penalty. Would have been the second player to come off for ASU. Both teams still playing shorthanded lacrosse right now at 11:38. Devils trying to get it within 1. They haven't had it within a goal since it was 2-1. Before that, 1-0. They have not led today. They have not even taken the lead away since giving it up. Just moments into this game, that would be a major turning point if they could rattle a couple off here in a row.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with it here. Man up now for a few seconds, so we'll see if they can capitalize on the man-down defense for Vanderbilt.
You can tell they're a man up, a strong drive, the ball's loose, and it's going to Vanderbilt. So they had an opportunity there, but just not enough time to really set anything up, a man up. As you mentioned, only a few seconds of it.
Yeah, those are tough possessions to give away being man up. Props to the Vanderbilt defense. It's really tough to get a stop man down, especially in that situation when they're all set up in their offense. So very, very impressive takeaway. We'll see what they can do with it now. They're still man down, so probably hoping to kill the clock a little bit, getting it around the horn here.
Now, what you just saw there, bringing it through the zone, is something the Devils really dominated Mercer on in that last game, but they have yet to really put enough pressure on in the backfield today. Vanderbilt, obviously a stronger team in that regard, but it's a night and day difference from where it was in that 16-10 win over Mercer, and it's become a bit of a problem letting Vanderbilt just freely set up the offense without trying to put on a lot of pressure. A pass in front deflected. She got it back and scores.
Wow, that was just a beautifully placed shot there. Again, Jamie Biskup, one of those attackers that has been very good for the Commodores. That's honestly just a really well-placed shot. Low left, just tucked the post. Nothing much a goalie can do about that. It's going in pretty much on any keeper any day.
And a bit of luck to go along with it. She nearly had an assist trying to pass it in front. The ball got deflected. I couldn't quite see who was next to the crease, but it went off a Vanderbilt player's stick and just went right back to her.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe she'll get the goal and the assist on that one because she looked like she kind of just passed it off. Really well played, great reaction time, so props to number one on the Commodores. Great goal to give them a 3-goal lead here. 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
I'm going to go down as, what, a give and go there in the book?
Yeah, maybe.
9:59 in the second. Vanderbilt builds that lead back up to 3. They have yet to get it to 4 today. And that's something ASU has done well, is not allowing them, even when they string together a couple of goals, not allowing them to really pull away with it.
And I think that's a key here because lacrosse is just such a game of momentum. Vanderbilt not allowing the Sun Devils to really get on a run here, and I think that's been a challenge for the Sun Devil offense to really get in their groove. It's really hard when you get one goal, you might get a bit excited, and then the Commodores have come back and shut that right down. So they've been doing a great job of that here this afternoon. We'll see if they can keep that up throughout the game.
Multiple substitutions here for the Devils as they go on offense at the 9.5 mark, and a 7-4 lead for Vanderbilt. ASU has gotten 2 in a row in this game. They have yet to get 3. Look at the drive from Tegan Ing. Tiptoes her way through and goes top shelf to cut this lead to 7-5.
Yeah, that was a really great take by Tegan Ing in her favorite spot up in the top there. She gets enough space for the defender and just takes her over the top. Scary spot to be in as a defender. Tegan Ing so quick off that first step, and she just, I think her background in box across, really when she gets in tight to the cage, she's really good at tucking, keeping her stick tight, and just placing the shot right around the goalie. So she gets her another goal here today. Number 77, not one you want to be one-on-one with.
Box lacrosse, something that you have experience in, and certainly something Tegan Ing has experience in. It's a lot about speed and driving, and she can certainly do those two things better than almost anybody on the field. We mentioned the last time she scored in this game, kind of waiting for her to have her moment of just, taking over a game like she did previously against Mercer, and certainly has many times in her Sun Devil career. Maybe that's the spark plug. Goal number 26 of the season, and now just 3 away from 100 points in her Sun Devil career. But Vanderbilt counters on the other end. That goes to Nancy Halloran, who gets her second goal of the quarter. Blink and you miss it. The Commodores can move just like that. They are a fast team, and they force an ASU timeout at 8:51.
Yeah, a little timeout here by head coach Taryn Van Thoff. I'm assuming just get the defense recalibrated. That was I think they probably will touch on, they've had good offensive looks, and then they're coming back on the defensive end and having a bit of slip up. So it's a little bit unfortunate, hard for them again, like we said, to be finding their momentum. We'll see how they can respond here. Vanderbilt now up 8-5, 3 minutes, with a 3-goal lead. So that behind the crease spot is a little bit tough, but coming right around, hopefully I think they probably would want to have had a slide there. Didn't come, so maybe some adjustments from Caroline Wakefield on the defensive end looking to come.
So I'll ask you to play coach here. You're Taryn Van Thoff in that huddle right now. You've come close to taking this lead back. You've been pretty good counteracting the Commodores today, but you just haven't been able to string enough together to officially tie this thing or take the lead. What do you tell your team in the final 8:51 of this first half to try and push them over the line and maybe take a lead into quarter number 3?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with the draw, so making sure that Anna Viglione's doing her job, getting the circle girls dialed in. It's been pretty back and forth on the draw circle, so if they can manage to get those possessions, the offense is doing their job, keeping the ball in Tegan, Lydia, the girls with the hot hands, keeping the ball in their sticks, keeping the offense moving. I think their real struggle that they might want to touch on is the defense right now. 8 goals and a half with not even halfway through the second quarter. Definitely just all comes down to communication. The slides, they're slow, they're not quite getting there, so Vanderbilt is being able to pick them apart right now. We just kind of want, I'd say as a coach, I'm just saying get those slides, get organized, sink in a little bit more. No need to pressure them high out. I think that's what Vanderbilt is really trying to get them to do, is get them to be uncomfortable outside of the 8. I think as far as the Sun Devils go, they may want to sink in a little bit more, at least until they get their group back, get a few stops, and stop the Commodores from going on their runs.
And it's what has allowed them to get such good looks right in front of the net is they pushed, or at least ASU defensively has tried to push Vanderbilt out a little bit, but they're such a good passing team. They've been able to hit their players inside, and from there it's just an easy shot that has been almost impossible for Katy Valley to stop. Not even really her fault. It's just been a lot of point-blank looks.
Yep. Oh, and here we go, Anna Viglione, as we said, really getting that possession off the draw critical. So nice to see that they're able to take that the timeout, maybe get regrouped on offense. I think, like you said, too, when they're trying to pressure out on the defensive end, it makes it really hard for the backside girls. They can often they can be girl heavy on watching, and that's where those offside cuts are coming in, and those feeds are really easy, especially for a very smart Vanderbilt offense, really finding those open girls quickly.
That's draw control number 6 for Viglione on the day. The Devils have now 9, so she's been responsible for 2/3 of the draw controls that ASU has won. And even for her, that's a pretty low number.
Lydia Oldno coming in here with speed. A nice switch to the left. She'll pass it out to Jordan Behar.
The pass in front. Oh, a terrific look, and they're stood up. But hang on, there's a whistle. And ASU's going to get a second chance at this.
Yeah, Kendall Moore's fouled on the play there. That's one of those freshmen who's really come in and made a name for herself early here in her Sun Devil campaign.
Even with the foul, what a save from Molly Joyce. Looked like it went off her stick, off the free position. Another chance, and this time
she makes
she'll
sure
cradle
of it.
it.
Yep, that's a really amazing save off the free position, and an even better clear off to number 21, Elise Bielecki. Really nice clear there, especially with a Sun Devil on her.
And here comes Vanderbilt. They're moving quick, trying to catch ASU off guard, looking for a 4-goal lead for the first time in this match. A shot in front, saved. Second opportunity just wide. Jamie Biskup had multiple looks right on the doorstep. Valley turns her away, and then she misses the net on look number 2. But Vanderbilt's going to get a second chance here, trying to turn the pressure up offensively. They send Brooke Baker sliding to the ground, and ASU will pay for it here. A free position. Haven't seen one from Vanderbilt in a little while, but they've been pretty good today. Got a couple of goals off of them.
Yeah, that was a pretty point-blank save by Katy Valley. We'll see what she can do on the free position.
In front, Baker scores. Child's play for Brooke Baker. We talk about experience on this team. She has more experience than maybe anybody. And for the first time in this game, it's a 4-goal Vanderbilt lead as the Commodores go to their experience to try and pull away at the end of this first half.
Yeah, really quick step there for her off the hash. It's really hard for a goalie once that attacker gets that first step and carries it in. Not much you can do when she's right on top, 1-on-1 on the crease. So way to put that away from Brooke Baker. That'll bring the Commodores to a 9-5 lead here with 6:59 remaining in the second quarter.
Final 7 minutes or so. Really important ASU doesn't let it get much larger than a 4-goal lead. They've had such a tough time putting together runs and catching up, and now Vanderbilt's won a draw control.
Clean win there from Kemper Robinson. Really back and forth on the draw circle, and I think that's a really critical thing. You know, the Sun Devils have had been able to stay into games this year very much because of their draws, and it seems like usually they have a majority of the wins, but that might be a touch point. They just need to be a little grittier on the circle and hopefully bring that onto the offensive end. Hard when the defense is getting just possession after possession. It becomes hard to stop.
They let Baker run the point after her goal, coming right at the 7-minute mark to give Vanderbilt their first 4-goal lead of the day. Nearly had a 5-goal lead. Terrific bouncing look in front from Jamie Biskup. And the ball will stay with Vanderbilt. That's become a nice little trend for them as well. Second chance opportunities even after their misses. With ASU, if they're missing the shot or it's saved, that's the end of the possession. With Vanderbilt, this is now the second or third straight possession. They've had multiple shots on net. Finally, Katie Valley able to turn up the pressure on her end and pull up a stop. And yet, as soon as they get the turnover, Vanderbilt is going to keep the pressure on as the Devils try to move it across midfield.
Yeah, great pickup there. Definitely a great stop for the Sun Devils. Seeing what they can do with it now on the offensive end. Keely Cleland bringing that over the line. She's just one player who is extremely quick, very fast, just an athletic girl. So nice to see her coming into her own as well. She brought it over the line, and now the Sun Devils will bring it onto offense and see what they can work with.
5:15 mark, second quarter, Devils down by 4. Could really use a little run of 2 or 3 goals here in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Bella
Ingrao. And Ingrao has a goal, so ASU punches back. With Vanderbilt building their largest lead of this game, the Devils cut it down to 3, 9-6, right at the 5-minute mark, 2 minutes after the Commodores get goal number 9.
Yeah, Bella Ingrao, just one of those players with a very calming presence, very steady throughout the games. Nothing too flashy, but she's good for a couple goals a game, which can really help get the Sun Devils back on their feet here in the second quarter. She's a lefty, very good with her stick. You never know if she's going over the top or underneath, so it makes her equally as hard to defend. And that was a really well-placed shot for her.
Goal number 11 on the season for Bella Ingrao. She has a couple of draw controls. All the draw controls that haven't been Viglione have been Bella Ingrao. You mentioned not the name you would think of for the Sun Devils offensively, but does her part. And certainly in that situation, a goal was absolutely necessary to stay in this game. Let's see what ASU can do. They're going to win a draw control here. And here comes that momentum. You talked about how quickly things can change in this game, especially with a team like Arizona State where they're winning the majority of the draw controls. You score, you were down by 4, you score, you win a draw control. Now you can get it to within 2. It's Anna Thornton behind the net. Here comes that suffocating Commodore defense.
Yeah, they've done a really excellent job today of shutting down the Sun Devil offense. They're very well orchestrated, not many miscommunications happening, and you can really tell because the Sun Devils have had a bit of trouble putting it in the back of the net so far. Although 6 goals and a half with still 4 minutes remaining, nothing to be shaking your head about, but definitely on the lower end for this high-scoring Sun Devil offense.
There goes Oldno, she's turned away. Up for Ingrao. She had the last goal, and the Devils score again.
That'll be Anna Thornton.
Yeah.
Nice little sneak under the crease. She's really quick with her stick, so in and out, puts it right behind Joyce. So that's a great way to get the Sun Devils back in this. Now only down 2 with just less than 4 remaining.
They have not had more than 2 goals in a row today. This is a huge draw control to build this momentum even further. From one of their lowest points in this half, down by 4, ASU has fought back against a very good team that has led for the entirety of this first half.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do coming into the close of this first half. As you said, Vanderbilt leading this whole game so far. Not usually ASU starts out hot, so this is definitely a bit of a change. We'll see what kind of halftime adjustments they can make and how they'll respond in the second half.
Viglione, one of the best draw control players in the country. The Devils lead the Big 12. They're top 10 nationally, and they get a huge one right now. And it'll be Anna Viglione to run the offense, bringing the ball up. Now she'll come off, giving way to Cleland. And ASU will make multiple substitutions here, just trying to slow things down a little bit, even though that's been where they've stifled offensively. You have a huge opportunity right now to get this to a one-goal game. You don't want to throw it away.
Looks like we have McKenna Riley now in the middle for the Sun Devils. That'll be her first time coming in today.
There's Bihar on a wraparound, and the Devils have come within a goal.
She is just absolutely lethal from that X position coming up top. As a defender, it's really hard to tell which way she's going to go. She's super quick, and all she needs is that half step. Even behind the goal line, she can reach her stick around and make plays like that, like we just saw. Very impressive start to the season this year. Not only, I think one thing that it's hard to scout her with, because obviously she's the leading assist leader in the NCAA this year, but as we saw, you can't count her out on notching a few goals per game as well, so makes her just as hard to defend. You never know if she's going to pass, never know if she's going to score. So really great player, and she's been really good for the Sun Devil offense this year.
Jordan Bihar, a name that Sun Devil fans have loved this season. That's number 14 on the year at 3:10 in the second quarter, and all of the sudden you were down 4, 3 goals in a row later. You can tie this thing, maybe even take a lead into break. We saw ASU scored with 20 seconds left in the first quarter. They have way more than that here, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. 2 goals, and they could take a lead into halftime after really playing catch up most of it.
Yeah, not sure what Taryn said in the timeout, but looks like it worked. So we'll see if the Commodores just had a timeout of their own. We'll see what they're saying there, see what they can say about this sudden surge from the Sun Devils.
You mentioned Beth Hewitt in year number 7, and she has been one of the pioneers, as we said earlier, of lacrosse on the West Coast. The Devils will know her, having coached with Oregon a little bit before the beginning of ASU's program, but certainly a name that you would know in the Pac-12. She started the program, was the first defensive coordinator for the Ducks, and then 7 years ago comes over. The third coach in the history of Vanderbilt who's had women's lacrosse since 1996, one of the longest running programs in the country, and almost immediately has had a pretty big impact on this team. They've been to the tournament once in her 7 years. It was 2021, and when they made it, it was the first time they'd been to the tournament in 11 years. So a program that was in need of a revamp goes to the opposite side of the country, finds somebody who helped start a program, and she's really helped resurge this Vanderbilt team.
We'll head back to the draw circle now. Anna Viglione again, hoping to get another notch on the day. She's up against number 17 on Vanderbilt. That'll be Kira Runts.
11 draw controls for ASU with a 16 in this game, or rather the 18 in this game. Vanderbilt comes away with it. They really needed that coming out of the timeout. Under 3 minutes in the first half. The Commodores led by as many as 4 just a few minutes ago, trying to just hang on to this lead in a game that's been relatively even since the opening whistle.
You can really hear both benches getting into it now. Sidelines extra loud. Obviously, this game very back and forth. Everyone's invested. Everyone wants to be a part of this. It's great lacrosse here in the Valley today.
A huge 2:30 to close out this second quarter for both ends. They go for Brooke Baker. She had the last Commodore goal. They turn her away. Look at this Sun Devil defense, as good as we've seen it all day long.
Definitely looking like they're starting to click. Great on-ball defense. That's one thing that's really critical, one-on-one defense, especially with a dodge-heavy Vanderbilt offense.
You mentioned too much pressure for ASU earlier in the outside 8. They really have consolidated on this possession to try and avoid those passes in front that have dogged them all day long. The clock stops at 1:45, and it looks like a foul on the Devils.
Looks like Bella and Gray are going behind. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. We'll see if Valley can get a stop.
Huge free position here. Katie Valley, one of the best in the nation, and they beat her.
That'll be Nancy Halloran. Another great shot just off the top. Kind of a hard one as well. You know, whether you're carrying it in or just a quick shot, any free position's hard for a goalie. So that's maybe just an extra boost that Vanderbilt needed going into the final couple minutes here in the second quarter. They were on a bit of a dry spell there, so cutting that run for the Sun Devils, like you said, like we've been talking about, it's really been hard for the Sun Devils to get on a good 3-4 goal run here. They haven't been able to do it yet, so Vanderbilt saying not going to start that now.
And should be a hat trick for her on the day as well. Still with 1:42 left in the first half. She could add to that total. Nancy Halloran has really led the charge for Vanderbilt.
And a great shot there. Very critical to note, too. 10 goals for Vanderbilt, only 2 of those assisted on. So like we said, they're very dodge-heavy offense, a lot of individual efforts, but it's paying off for them right now. We'll see how the defense adjusts. It's obviously they're going to have to be a lot more diligent on their on-ball defending, as they know that the ball's probably not often going out of the stick. Usually the balls are going straight to the cage. So we'll see how they can make adjustments in that sense.
Physical play for ASU unfortunately turns it over now. And it's going to give Vanderbilt a man advantage here, likely for the remainder of this half.
Yeah,
91 seconds left.
Kendall Morse going off with the green card there. Vanderbilt going to be taking it off, maybe able to crack another one here just before the half.
1:18 to play. Devils down by 2. Vanderbilt had this lead cut to 1 just moments ago, trying to build it back up before the break.
It's been a tough spot for the Sun Devil defense to be in man down. They got it down on the crease now. Number 3, Kate Bradley. That's her first of the day, I believe. Beautiful play. Again, being man down as a defense, really tough spot because it's, you know, that cross crease slide is going to be slow, leaving Bradley open there on the crease and putting it away behind Valley.
It really has been a game of runs between these two teams. The Devils will rattle off 2-3 in a row, but then Vanderbilt just comes charging back. That's the program that these two are. And with 61 seconds remaining, it goes 11-8 in favor of Vandy. A very high scoring first half, 19 goals between these two teams. Was it 15-14 the first time they met in 2019? 13-11 Vanderbilt won last year, so they will likely surpass both of those totals. We're going to get a nice offensive game here between these two power programs.
Biglione picks it up and was fouled on the play, or there was a whistle as well, so ball will remain with the Sun Devils. Jordan taking it behind now.
You got to move quick here. The shot clock is off at 40 seconds in the half.
Yeah, they'll probably just hope to get the last possession here. Obviously, game clock shorter than the shot clock, so they'll probably try and get the last shot, maybe cut this lead to 2 before the half.
In
and
front,
they will!
and it finds the back of the net.
That's Claire Butcher.
Yeah, it looked very, very quick. Like Butcher got her stick above everybody else and was able to just drop the ball in the back of the net. 25 seconds left, 11-9 here, and ASU will obviously be very conscious of how that first half ended. They scored in the final 20 seconds of quarter number 1. They'd like to avoid having the reciprocal happen here.
Yeah, Claire is a very fundamentally sound player, very athletic, great stamina, and you really can't tell if she's a lefty or a righty. She's just as good with both, and you saw it there, taking it in and putting it away, bringing the Sun Devils now down only to a 2-goal lead. We'll bring it back to the draw and see who will get this final possession of the half.
Devils scored the final 20 in the first quarter. They have another chance to do that here, get it back to a goal, 11-9. Viglione comes charging into the attacking third.
Looks like an off.
Whistle going to turn it over.
Just a push there, so giving the possession to Vanderbilt. 5 seconds running down here on the clock. Not sure that they'll be able to get it to the other half, but what an end to the half. Little last-second effort from the Sun Devils, bringing them to a 2-goal, only down by 2 now. And now they've got a bit of a break at halftime. We'll see how they adjust and see how Vanderbilt can try and hold on to the momentum that they had in that half.
ASU trailed for pretty much the entirety of that first half, but they did cut it down to as little as a goal, and they have an opportunity coming out of the break to catch back up. We'll step aside. We're back in a little bit. An 11-9 Vanderbilt lead after 2 quarters of play. This is Sun Devil Lacrosse here on ESPN+.
players use the best gear, and our Sun Devils trust SPX, the first name in lacrosse equipment since 1970. Today, that's part of our mental health awareness day. Sun Devil Lacrosse would like to highlight Morgan's message. Morgan's message strives to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental health within the student-athlete community and equalize the treatment of physical and mental health in athletics. The goal of the organization is to expand the dialogue on mental health by normalizing conversation, empowering those who suffer in silence, and supporting those who feel alone. For more information on Morgan's message, visit morgansmessage.org. Sun Devil Lacrosse group ticket packages are a great way to create a personalized and memorable game day experience for families, friends, and youth organizations. Groups of 15 or more can take advantage of ticket discounts, early access to games, fundraising opportunities, and on-field experiences. Visit the ticket booth, go to sundeviltickets.com, or call 480-727-0000.
It's the second half of action here on ESPN Plus. Back and forth first half sees Vanderbilt leading 11. 11-9. Aiden Blank, Bella Gasper, great to be with you. The Devils right now, Bella, looking to come out, maybe get their first lead of the game if they can put together a run here.
Yeah, Aiden, obviously, bit of a slower start for the Sun Devils. They definitely were getting into their groove back in the second quarter, so we'll see how they can respond here. Gonna be, I assume, another evenly matched half here in Tempe.
Went down 11-8. They cut it to 11-9 at the end of the first half. Devils won the draw controls by 3 in the first 2 quarters.
Bella Ingrao will pick up the first draw control of the half. Her and Anna Viglione have been very good on the circle this afternoon.
Best look that ASU has had all day on a fast break, and it's going to earn them a free position just moments into the third quarter.
Bella Ingrao on the center hash here. She's off the line quick. Great stop by the Vanderbilt keeper, Tegan Ng, with the pickup, but she was inside the crease, so ball will be going back to Vanderbilt now, and they'll hope to bring it back on the other end.
A really good look nonetheless, though, for ASU.
Nearly intercepted there by Tegan Ng. Vanderbilt still able to take it away and bring it up onto the other end.
Both of these teams want to run to start second half action. Coming out of the 10-minute break. Surprise, surprise, Brooke Baker is at point for Vanderbilt. Their second leading goal scorer in half number 1. Baker had 3, or rather she tied for the lead. Baker had 3, Nancy Halloran had 3, and then Biskup had 2. Robinson, Finlay, and Bradley all with 1 for Vanderbilt. So a pretty well spread tally on the goal sheet for ASU. Bihar, Oldno, and Ng all had 3. Ingrao had 1. Thornton and Butcher also each had 1.
Yeah, both offensive, pretty well-rounded here. We'll see who can get the first goal of the quarter.
They had a wide open Kemper Robinson. They just missed her. Ball loose again. And this time ASU not going to let the ground ball get away. That was big. Again, a team that struggled to force turnovers defensively. Able to do that there.
Big pickup by Annie Haley. Barrett Brookfield now taking it up. She passes up to Sierra Ryan. He'll take it up the middle and get it into the offensive end to Oldno.
So the Devils, under 13 minutes to go, get another chance to score that first goal of the half. Down by 2. Trying to beat Vanderbilt for the first time in this 3-game rivalry's history. A physical play inside, and they draw some contact there. A yellow card will come out with it.
Anna Thornton, small but mighty, and she's going to take it now on the first hash. We'll see what she can do. And she's got that right-hand stick on the offside, so it might be a bit of a tough shot to put away, but we'll see what she decides to do with it.
An opportunity here off the free position. Anna Thornton just misses. Good look, just a little over the cage.
Yep, chased behind by Jordan. A quick pass in by Tegan Ng, but can't quite connect to Thornton. And the ball will be scooped out of bounds by the Vanderbilt defender, so possession will remain with the Sun Devils.
Stays with Arizona State. How about those looks for the Devils to open up the second half? Some of the best that we've seen from them all game long. They really struggled to get those close shots that Vanderbilt really worked to their advantage in the first half.
Tegan Ng up at the top here. Loses her footing a little bit, but keeps the ball in her stick. Sometimes it seems like she has glue in her pocket because she really has she's really good at just keeping the ball in her stick in those tight corners. Unfortunately, can't stay with it, so Vanderbilt up through the 30 now. And both these teams have been pretty good in transition, not too many turnovers in the midfield, which is why it's been a pretty high-scoring game. You know, not too many turnovers, really being able to set up their offenses, and quite frankly, both offenses have been producing pretty well so far today.
Huge opportunity for the Devils. Twice they've had a chance to cut this to a goal to open up the half. haven't quite gotten it there. Their defense ended the first half playing at its best. A little bit less tight on the perimeters, more consolidated. That's how they excelled and were able to stop a Vanderbilt attack. They put up 11 goals on them in the first half, something that has not happened all season for ASU. And you can see it here, almost half a minute to shoot. Good look in front, and Valley comes up with a big stop.
It's a big save for Katie Valley here, and now pushing it into the midfield is Kendall Morris. She's going to be bringing it up, and now looks like they're going to have some numbers here. Teagan across, bobble just in the offensive end. That's a tough ball to keep track of, and Vanderbilt will pick up with it.
They misplay it in the backfield, and ASU has a chance to go quick again. Unforced error from Vanderbilt, something we really haven't seen out of them, especially on offense today.
At a critical point, too, with only a 2-goal lead, it's kind of a tough spot to be in, especially in those unforced errors, like you said. Want to be trying to limit those as much as possible. We've got Jordan now, shifty as ever, behind. She's always looking to make a play, and she finds Kendall Morris. Like I said, she has a nose for finding the open player. It doesn't matter how open a player is. She somehow threads the needle almost every time, and that'll bring the score within one. Sun Devils now only trailing 11-10.
Absolutely huge. 9:59, 11-10. Here come the Devils. They have yet to tie this game since it was 0-0. They have not taken the lead all day. Could that goal spark a rally that gets them the lead for the first time in this game? It all comes back to the draw controls. ASU has won them 14-9. Not even used to losing 9 draw controls in a game, and yet they're still winning the battle by 5. That's how good the Sun Devils have been in the circle. They win it again, and Viglione brings it up.
No one else but Anna Viglione with another draw control, really keeping the momentum in favor of the Sun Devils to start this half off.
She's the draw control specialist for a reason. She gets the draw, she comes off, and hopes that her team can help her out. The shot in front for the tie, and it's saved. So, Molly Joyce, after making the error that ended up costing Vanderbilt a goal earlier, redeems herself at 9:20 and makes a beautiful stick save.
Yeah, and Vanderbilt is really quick at getting the ball all the way from a quick stop there from Joyce into the offensive end within seconds. So we'll see what they can do. As we've seen today, it's been really hard for the Sun Devils to go on a 3+ goal run. So we'll see if Vanderbilt can do as they've been doing throughout the game and stop another run for the Sun Devils before favor really goes into their hands.
Less than 9 minutes remaining, third quarter. ASU has come within a goal. That's the closest they've gotten to tying this thing since 0-0.
Foul there on the Sun Devil defense. So
it did not look like a lot of contact.
Yeah, might have been just a weird angle. Might have just gotten the Vanderbilt attacker. So Keely Cleland behind. We got a free position on the first inside hash. We'll see. They've been about 50-50 today on the free position, so we'll see what Valley can do about this one.
Katie Valley, a huge stop on the first free position of this half. They choose not to shoot and instead to restart the offense. An interesting decision from a Vanderbilt offense whose mentality has been attack, attack, attack when they get that close to the net.
30 seconds remaining in the shot clock here. Vanderbilt really struggling to penetrate the ball here, so we'll see. Sun Devils have really tightened up a bit, sinking in a little bit. ISO up here now. And a shot and a goal.
Krasinski over the back. What a shot. almost impossible to stop, but they may call it off. I think they did.
It looked like it was going to be a simultaneous whistle, but looks like the whistle did come well before the shot. So number 42 for Vanderbilt, Molly Krasinski will be on the first inside now. Another free position shot for the Commodores.
Krasinski and Valley, and she gets a second chance. She uses it.
That's a really tough shot to make, you know, already making that run in and then taking a step down from inside the 8. Powerful shot there, really tough to track. So nice goal there for Vanderbilt. That'll bring them back up to a 2-goal lead. As we said, they've just been able to stop the Sun Devils from going on a dangerous run, so they do nothing but less than that right here.
Both goals really just pretty to watch. 8:08 in the third quarter, and that lead is back to 2 for Vanderbilt. See this matchup that we've seen all day. Kiera Runsky and Katie Valley. Runsky's young. She's a freshman. Got her first career draw control their last game out. 3 wins in that match off the circles. So to go up against Anna Viglione, who is one of the best in the nation, is a very intimidating thing, but it doesn't really matter to her. She wins the battle. Impressive for someone who's just getting her feet wet in college lacrosse. And Viglione to some extent is too, but certainly has more experience and on paper has a very intimidating presence in that circle.
I think that's a special thing about being a freshman in college lacrosse is because, you know, you do anything good and everyone's very impressed, but there's not necessarily any expectations for you. So really great for her to be able to get a quick start here in her Vanderbilt career and really help out the Commodores keep a lead here in this game.
7:20 third quarter. Vanderbilt lead has been as large as 4. It's at 2 right now. Trying to find something in front, but ASU has held the Commodores at bay. Corner turn, a pass in front. Wild but recovered. 20 seconds to shoot, a pass in front, and the hammer drop down, but it bounces away. Looked like Shea Panzik who got the shot off. 11 to shoot as it's brought back up. Not a ton of time. 5 to shoot. Turning the corner, Kemper Robinson trying to find something, and the first shot clock violation of the day. That's got to feel pretty good for the ASU defense.
Yeah, that might have been just the momentum shift they needed defensively. They've been able to keep the Commodores on pretty long shot clocks, but not able to stop them. Looking for a quick transition goal here, but it's bobbled in the offensive end. 2-1 on the ground balls here. Looked like Thornton was going to come up with it, but slightly tripped up on the play. No call. Now we've got the call here for Vanderbilt, and the possession will go to the Sun Devils. That's a great defensive set for the Sun Devils. Obviously, any shot clock violation is just a great momentum shift and really hard to do, especially in the female game. You know, the offense has a lot of advantage, so great stuff there from the Sun Devils.
5:50 to play. 2-goal lead for Vanderbilt. Devils on the attack, a pass in front, just airmailed, but ASU able to get to it again. They've had some good looks, a couple of wild passes that they've just been able to escape with keeping possession.
Yeah, it looks like on both ends they're really trying to get in some passes they weren't forcing in the first half, trying to get some things going offensively, as it's been a bit of a low-scoring quarter compared to the other two.
Trying to find a drive under 30 seconds to shoot. Loose ball, it's on the ground, and it's scooped up by Vanderbilt. So some errant passes turn the ball over. Though this is the most we've seen ASU pressure-wise with Vanderbilt bringing the ball up. That's good to see. It helped them a lot in that game against Mercer. They just haven't been able to slow down the attack today from the Commodores, especially clearing the ball. Getting down to 60 seconds to shoot, 4:42 in the third. 3-goal lead at stake here for Vanderbilt.
Still a very low-scoring quarter. We'll see what Vanderbilt can do here. A lot of their ball movement has been coming from behind the cage, and a lot of offensive movement off ball. So we'll see what they can do with it now. Sun Devils doing a pretty good job of keeping their cutters marked. Ball loose now in the middle. It's still loose. Looks like Annie Haley on the chase for it, but it's picked up by Vanderbilt. That'll be Molly Finlay with the pickup. Got a stoppage of play here.
Looked like a whistle against Arizona State. Just over 4 minutes left in the quarter. And we will see a Vanderbilt timeout as they have about 21 seconds here to try and build this lead back up. They tried to pull away at multiple points in this game. Every time ASU's been able to strike back.
Yeah, I think that's a really strategic timeout also by the Vanderbilt coach. Obviously with her experience, she knows that this is a pretty critical possession. 21 seconds left. There was already a bit of stoppage, a whistle from the referee, so she says, let's get settled in, get something set up, and hopefully bring this lead to 3 before the Sun Devils get another opportunity to capitalize.
Commodores out shooting ASU 23-18, though, for the first time really in this game, the tally of shots on goal is evened up, 17 apiece. So even though Vanderbilt has gotten more looks, both teams have gotten the same amount of quality looks. 7 saves for the Commodores, 5 for ASU, 15 draw controls for the Devils, 10 for Vanderbilt. Roughly even in the fouls category, ASU with just 1 more. But the stat that really jumps out here, Bella, is going to be the free position stats. 5 of 6 on free positions is Vanderbilt. ASU is 1 of 5. Both of those stats just not where they need to be for Arizona State. 1 of 5 on your opportunities, and you've allowed 5 goals in 6 tries for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think those free positions, they're real momentum shifters, especially in the girls' game, because, you know, if you can capitalize on those, the clock stopped, you go back, you reset, and you can get another possession off the draw. You don't capitalize, and the opposite can happen. So when you're in that position, you really got to take that extra second, really make the most of it. Obviously, Vanderbilt's doing a pretty decent job of that right now, but they still, both teams could be better from the hashes. So Vanderbilt will have the ball now here, 21 seconds left in their shot clock, 4 minutes left in the quarter, still up by 2. We'll see what coach had set up to possibly capitalize on this opportunity.
Not a ton of time, and they didn't use it wisely the last time the clock winded down. They still haven't found the shot. Taken away from behind, and ASU called for a foul. Just frustrating that late in the shot clock. And now Vanderbilt, who we just said 5 for 6 on free positions today, has another opportunity. It goes to Holleran. She has a hat trick, and she just misses the cage. Was going for her 4th goal of the game, so despite the foul, ASU gets out of it clean. And the Devils have another chance to get within a goal here. Only the 2nd time today Vanderbilt has come up empty on a free position.
Yeah, definitely a missed shot needed for the Sun Devils. Vanderbilt gets that one, going up 3 near the end of this 3rd quarter. That would be a better spot for them to be in, but maybe make this still very close going into the final few minutes here.
Tegan Ng had some moments in the first half. We'd like to see her get going here. Ng tries to turn the corner, runs into the Vanderbilt defense.
She's able to draw shooting space there.
Yep.
Classic move by Tegan. She gets the defender right where she wants and able to, again, quickly go over the top. So she's now on the 2nd inside hash. Lefty, she's on her strong side. This is a good spot for her to be in. We'll see what Joyce can say.
ASU 1 for 5 on the free position, and they stand Ng up right at the net. Ball pops out loose, still a ground ball. And how about the defense there by Lydia Oldno, able to get that ball back after it looked like almost surely it would end up in a Commodore possession. A second chance for the Devils, a fresh 30 to shoot.
Yep, definitely. The Sun Devil attack really does a great job of not giving up the ride easily. So Lydia there able to give the Sun Devils a second chance opportunity. Jordan now, there's a flag up. She'll take it in.
Flag
spin
up.
move.
Doesn't matter. Jordan Bihar goes to the net, puts it in, and it's 12-11. As we've seen multiple times in this game, ASU punches back.
She is just so hard to keep track of, you know, whether it's going right, going left, spin move. She's so shifty with her stick, and she's really just able to capitalize in those tight corners. She'll bring this into a one-goal game, back to the draw circle. And that was all props to Lydia Oldno on that ride there, really able to get the ball back for the Sun Devils. Without that play happening, Jordan doesn't get the ball on her stick, and quite frankly, that goal doesn't happen. So very impressive stuff there from the Sun Devils offense, and great to see them back into this game.
ASU comes within a goal on Bihar's 15th of the season. The Devils now have more shots on goal than Vanderbilt. First time in this match that has happened. Bihar, her third of the game with 2 assists. She now leads the team with 3 goals. Devils win the draw control. They can tie this game for the first time since 0-0. They've not had a possession to try and tie it all day.
Rather quiet quarter here for the Commodores. Their defense has been doing a decent job keeping them in it, though. Only 3 goals in this quarter, 2 for ASU, 1 for Vanderbilt. So very defensive quarter. We'll see what happens here. Flag is up.
Flag is up. It was drawn by Oldno. And they should give her the free position here.
Looks like Jordan's actually
Oh, yeah,
going to be taking
gonna,
the ball.
Yeah, they're going to give
like
it
the foul
to
was on Lydia,
Bihar.
but
Jordan Bihar, 90 seconds left in the third quarter to tie it. Bihar scores and ties the game at 12. Jordan Bihar ties this game for the first time since 0-0, and the Devils finally get the piano off their back. It had been plaguing them all day. Despite the runs, they hadn't been able to tie it up. They have it now. And if they can win a draw control here, they'll get an offensive possession for the lead.
Yep, a minute and a half here, and we're all tied up. Definitely going to be a game that comes right down to the wire. Coming back right to the draw circle here.
What an unbelievable comeback ASU has had, trailing by as many as 4. They've turned it around. The 16th of the season for Bihar. She gets 2 of the 3 in this third quarter, now has 4 goals and 2 assists on the day. She also has a ground ball. And with 1:28 to go, it's back to the draw circle. This is where ASU is at their best. First in the Big 12, 8th in the nation in over 17 draw controls a game, and nobody has been better in the country in this spot than Anna Viglione. She wins it, and ASU has a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, Anna Viglione just super, super impressive on the draw control circle. She was 4th in draw controls per game before this game, so we'll see where she ends up. She's having a great game today, so wouldn't be surprised if she climbs those ranks after the end of this game.
We talked about Bihar and her 4 goals. I don't know that anybody's had a bigger impact in the second half than Anna Viglione, who now has ASU leading by 6 in draw controls. They have gotten these possessions because she has refused to be taken out in the draw control circle. Lydia Oldno trying to give ASU the lead, has some space in front, tried to turn back towards the net, and she gets fouled. So another free position here. ASU has just 2 free position goals in this entire game on 7 shots, and one of them just came.
Yeah, some visible frustration there from the Commodore defense. Obviously, they've been putting the Sun Devils on the free position mark a few times this half. Something they're going to definitely have to tighten up in the fourth quarter if they want to stay in this.
Ing for the lead. Tegan Ing steps up and gives the Devils their first advantage of the day. It's 13-12. Arizona State at 22 seconds left in the third quarter. It took them nearly 3 full periods, but they have the lead, and Arizona State will likely take that into the fourth quarter.
Definitely, and Tegan Ing notching her hat trick for the day. Her and Jordan both with hat tricks. And that junior class really is just very impressive on the offensive end. Lydia, Jordan, and Tegan all being great offensive producers. Definitely the go-tos for the Sun Devil offense, and they're showing why today.
Viglione has been a machine, a 17-10 advantage in the circle for ASU. It's been a big reason why they've taken the lead on Vanderbilt. Still loose, Devils get it.
Yep.
They've rattled off, 4 in a row here from the circle.
Yeah.
Chance for a multi-goal lead.
We'll see if they can get a quick one here with 5 seconds left in the quarter. Tegan Ing picks it up, she's in, and she's out.
Tegan Ing as time expires, and the momentum has flipped on a dime.
That's a possession that really kind of eats away at some defenses. 2 seconds left in the quarter. If you can hold them off for those 2 seconds, you keep that lead within a smaller margin. And now they're going to go in down 2 for the Commodores into the fourth quarter. That's a bit of a tough giveaway for the defense. We'll see how they can come back, though.
That's 99 points on the career for Tegan Ing. If she can find one more, doesn't even need to be a goal. And the way she's playing, that's very, very likely she'll hit 100. More importantly, she gives her team a 2-goal lead heading to the fourth quarter. And ASU grabs another draw control fittingly at the end of this third. The Devils entered chasing a few. They lead by 2 as we go to the final 15. What a comeback for Arizona State. We'll see if they can hold it. The fourth quarter is next. This is Sun Devil Lacrosse here on ESPN+.
Be part of the legacy. Join the Sun Angel Collective today. Visit sunangels.org for more information. Together we win.
I was gonna not come.
You had to, they're coming back.
Erica texting me and she's like, Erica, this is like longest broadcasting career. So funny. I'm gonna go with the doctor to it. Yeah, you probably should. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. This is close. Okay, I'll let you know. We'll have fun. Like, really fun. I think I can get it.
Biggest win of the season is 15 minutes away for ASU. And They've beaten Vanderbilt in 2 tries so far. The third time may be the charm. An ASU team that trailed for pretty much the entirety of the first 3 quarters comes back at the end of quarter number 3 and finally overtakes Vanderbilt 14-12 heading to the final quarter. Aiden Blank, Bella Gasper, great to have you with us. What a tremendous game this has been.
Yeah, this has been just great lacrosse. You know, the Sun Devils lost the first quarter, tied the second, won the third. So now it's really anybody's game here in the fourth. Sun Devils here with the first possession. We'll see if the Commodores can hold them up.
5-3, Vanderbilt won the first 6-6. They tied the second 5-1. ASU won the third. They came out of the locker room with a purpose, and it's given them their first lead of the game.
Yeah, I think if you're the Commodores coming into this fourth quarter, you know, get back to the basics. What was helping them at the beginning of the game? They were defensively sound and really spreading it around on the offense. They just need to get back to that, and I think we'll have a very evenly matched quarter here.
See who gets involved here. You just saw Tegan Ing with it. She was a weapon at the end of the quarter. Got both goals to give them the lead and then extend it. That second one may be even more important than the first because now you lead by 2. You know Vanderbilt is going to come back at some point and start their pressure. You have a little bit more wiggle room here thanks to that second goal from Ing. Her 4th of this game, now tied for the lead in that category for the team. Devils looking for a third, and they get it right in front. Bella Ingrayo. What a huge shot. It didn't have a ton of power on it, but you mentioned how tough it is to block those bouncing shots. She uses the turf to her advantage, and it's 15-12 Arizona State.
Yeah, the sideline loving that goal. Bella Ingrayo, like you said, not the most power behind that shot, but man, she has some finesse. She can really just place the ball where she wants, especially in those tight situations. She gets it right past the Vanderbilt keeper. And to bring their lead up to 3, it'll be back to the draw circle now.
12 on the season for her. That's her 2nd of this game. Ing and Behar each with 4, and then Ingrayo and Oldno tied with 2. And Vanderbilt has just had no answer for ASU in the draw circle or the attacking third these last few minutes. They need one badly. They have stuck with Kiera Ruski. They put a lot of trust in the freshman right now, even though she's gotten beat 5-6 times in a row here.
Yeah, Anna Viglione very dominant this quarter and actually this whole half. And she's really giving the Sun Devils the offensive possessions they need, and they've really been able to capitalize it in the last 20 minutes. Just less than 20 minutes.
Most of that first half, ASU leading by 5-6 in the draw control. They've doubled them up. They lead 20-10 in the draw control, and Vanderbilt hasn't gotten one in at least 7 tries. Devils looking to get this to a 4-goal lead.
And what Vanderbilt did such a good job was stopping the Sun Devils on the runs that they've been going on. I think they've struggled with that in this second half, and that's why the Sun Devils have been able to get a bit of a lead here.
Here's Ing, one more pass. Oh, no, rips it, and the ball comes popping out.
Yeah, that ripped right off the C-bar. Really, really hard shot there. Possession will remain with the Sun Devils. Jordan Behar quickly around. She spins, she turns. Great save by Vanderbilt.
How about the look from Behar? It draws the goalie out of the net. Ing delivers a blow. Molly Joyce had no choice but to come out and try to pick the ball up, and she got leveled by Tegan Ing. Here comes that press. The clock, ASU's friend now, especially with how good they've been in the circle. They're going to want long, drawn-out possessions, look to get that clock inside 15, 10 seconds every single time. Vanderbilt, they got to move quick. Down 3, so not panic time, but the way you've gotten manhandled this second half in the circle, you can't afford a ton of mistakes offensively. The defense for ASU has come up big. A shot opportunity, they commit a foul, but You don't want to say that's a good foul. That was well earned. Brooke Baker.
Yeah, Brooke Baker really working for
Double-teamed.
that one. Really impressive that she was able to keep the ball on her stick. Tough when you're getting that type of ball pressure, but we'll see if she can notch one for the Commodores here, maybe get them back on their feet. Looks like she was fouled hard across the circle.
And she took a tumble. The ball went out in the crease.
And
Didn't see a
looks
call
like it
yet.
actually trickled in, and it looks like they're ruling that a goal. Yeah, that'll be
I
Brooke
think they
Baker
did.
for the
Wow.
goal. Really, really tough finish there. She was right inside the crease. Diving across, she was fouled, but manages to squeak it behind Valley, and that'll bring this back into a 2-goal game.
It was an interesting goal, but you'll take it.
They'll take anything at this point. Brooke Baker, again, that experience coming as a transfer. She's really able to put the team on her back and get them a much-needed goal here early in the fourth quarter.
So here we go. Down by 2, 11:30 left. They're going to make a change in the circle. Catherine Ernst is going to go up against Viglione. Ernst, a little more experienced. She's a junior. Normally plays exclusively defense, but they go to her in the draw circle, taking Kiera Runsky out.
Yeah, I think that's a smart play, especially with Anna Viglione being so dominant, trying to change it up, get a different look. Didn't seem to pay off as Viglione still manages to come up with it. What's new? But here we are, Kendall Morris across the 30. Sun Devils will have another offensive possession here.
They made her work for it a little more, though, so in some ways it did pay off a bit. 11:08 in the fourth quarter,
And it-
15-13 Arizona State.
Yeah, it actually looks like there was a late green card call there, so looks like the Sun Devils are going to be going man up, I believe. Yep, that'll be number 9, Catherine Ernst, going off with a green card. Kendall Morris was fouled just on the tip when she was tiptoeing that line there, so. Oh, offside. Thought it was a green card. So yeah, offside call there for the Commodores, giving the Sun Devils a man-up opportunity here.
Morris, the catalyst for the Arizona State offense. Under 11 minutes left in the game, trying to hold a 2-goal lead. He was so good at the end of that third quarter. Can they get her another look? It's going to be tough. You know Vanderbilt's looking out for her. I've seen that already. She just has not had any space after she was able to sneak in a couple of goals to give them the lead. They go in front, and Lydia Oldno gets that lead back to 3.
There's that duo that we've been seeing a lot of today, Jordan to Lydia to the back of the net. Not much new. That's a very classic play by the Sun Devils. If it's not broke, don't fix it. They're keeping on working with that dynamic duo there, bringing them back up to a 3-goal lead with 10.5 here remaining.
Bihar's third assist, Oldno's third goal. Now third on the team in that category, and it's 16-13 Arizona State, the 21st goal of the season by Lydia Oldno, and the 30th assist from Bihar.
Jordan was tied for NCAA assists before this game. She's definitely saying, I don't want to be tied, I want to be first. So that's another assist for her, and giving Lydia her hat trick, her hat trick of the day, alongside Jordan has a hat trick of her own, and Tegan also with a hat trick. So those are definitely the biggest threats so far from the Sun Devil offense. They'll probably keep feeding them, see what else they can do.
And it was scored a man up. 22-10 now in the draw, or rather 23-10 with that last control for ASU.
That's a tough man down that Vanderbilt gave away. Offside call, just a bit of a careless mistake late here in the game, especially with the score being as close as it is. They've got to be a little bit more diligent in that end. Lydia Oldno shot just wide. Jordan able to pick it up behind, and she's met with a bit of pressure behind the cage.
Taryn Van Thoff gonna try to keep her squad in front. Ooh, fancy backdoor feed. And the shot stood up by Molly Joyce, but the Devils get it right back. Every bounce has gone their way these last 10 or so minutes as they've made a push, overtaken Vanderbilt, and now want a 4-goal lead. Would be their biggest of the season if they could get it. They've certainly played some very tough competition. This would be a gigantic non-con win for ASU. Oldno rotated to that far side for Kendall Morris. Under a minute to shoot, and here comes the milking of the clock. It is your friend with less than 9 minutes left.
Yeah, I think that'll be a key here for the Sun Devils, really making the most of the shot clock. No need to force any passes in right now. Just look for the best shot. Worst comes to worst, 90 seconds down. It looks like it was bobbled away and taken away by the Vanderbilt defense. And looks like it might have been a check to the head. So Vanderbilt will have a man-up opportunity. That was McKenna Riley with a check to the head. So Vanderbilt now man up. Not a spot either team ever wants to be in, and unfortunately a position both teams have been in a lot this game. So they both had very good success being man up. This could be a game changer about halfway through here.
You can't overstate how big a possession this is for Vanderbilt, who has not won a draw control since early in the third quarter and is down by 3 with 8:15 to play. Can they step up in one of the biggest moments of this game? 8-minute mark. Gotta try and find something in front, but ASU will not allow it. The Sun Devil defense has really tightened up, especially in this second half. Allowed 11 goals in the first 2 quarters, just 2 in the last quarter and a half.
Yeah, Vanderbilt really struggling to get it inside the 8 into that critical scoring area, even in this man-up possession. So props to the Sun Devil defense. They're doing an excellent job right now.
Trying to find something. They're going to get bailed out here and get a free position. A little upsetting if you're Taryn Van Thoff. You were really starting to wind down that clock. They have not done well inside 20 or so seconds to shoot today. And a penalty. And a free position opportunity where they've been electric in this game.
Brooke Baker taking it again.
And
Stop this time.
Stop. Katie Valley comes up with a gigantic save, and yet we're going to do it all over again.
Yeah, big save there, but pushed on the play. So Brooke Baker with another chance here from a much better spot. Hanging Hash is a tough spot to go to. She's on the second inside now. She takes it in. Beautiful shot into the top right. And that will bring the score within 2. Wow, we have a good game here this afternoon. Brooke Baker just absolutely unstoppable today. That's her 5th of the day. So she's responsible for over a third of Vanderbilt's goals.
16-13 at 6:35. Was that ASU who had just called the timeout? I missed it.
Yeah, I believe it was a timeout by Arizona State. Looks like Taryn Van Thoff is looking to rally the troops. Really dial in. You know, I think one key point for them is going to be no silly fouls. You know, Vanderbilt, as you said, has had a lot of success on the free position. So trying to limit that as much as possible offensively, taking as much time as you can off the clock. 2 goals, not too much of a cushion in lacrosse, obviously, as we've seen Arizona State near the end of the third quarter there. They got 2 goals in just around a minute. So you can never really count anyone else out, especially with a 2-goal game. So just really staying calm, staying composed is going to be key here, and especially now more than ever, being presence on the draw control. No doubt Anna Viglione will probably be able to pull her weight there, as the draw controls are 22-10 in favor of the Sun Devils, but now it's more important than ever to keep that up.
Vandy now 7 of 9 on free position shots. ASU 2 of 7, but they made them count. Had 1 to tie the game. 1 in the first half as well. Sun Devils leading by 2. 3rd time around in program history with Vanderbilt. They lost the first two. They have an opportunity right now to even, or not even it up, but take one in what would be a huge non-con win. The Devils against a very good mid-major in Furman coming up next Saturday. Vanderbilt still has another this week. It's an interesting travel week for them. They'll come back and then travel to Coastal Carolina on Wednesday morning. 4 of their next 6 are on the road, so this is a rough stretch for them. They are going to be challenged. Seen that right off the bat here. This is the only one of those 4 that is this far away from Nashville. The other ones are, in the Carolinas or somewhat local, but this is the only one they'll actually get on a plane, travel across the country to face Arizona State.
Yeah, I think especially heading into this midpoint of this season, just getting into the thick of it, hard to be on the road for this long. They seem to be holding their own here. Anna Viglione taking it now, though, and hoping to get the Sun Devils back with it up by 3.
A couple of teams with high expectations. Devils picked 3rd in the Big 12. Vanderbilt 2nd in the American, behind only James Madison. Goal this season, their hope is to get to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2021. Six-minute mark, 4th quarter. Devils leading by 2. Crucial offensive possession here. The drive in front.
Seems
a diving attempt. It's going the other way.
All the momentum seeming to be with the Sun Devils in this second half, but this green card now, Bella and Grail going off. Looks like the ball will be going to Vanderbilt, and not only the ball with them, but also man up. So, like we said, dangerous spot to be in. Got another call there, but they will bring it up. Bobbled in the midfield. We'll see who comes up with it.
What an effort there to try and corral it by Annie Haley. Didn't come away with it, but the effort certainly counts for something. 5:25 to play.
Brooke Baker coming up with that in the midfield. She's been a presence on the offense. She's been really great in the midfield, really being that extra spark for the Commodores when they need it most.
Can Vanderbilt get it within a goal? Tables have turned the whole game. It was ASU chasing them. Now they're the ones who have to chase. 5-minute mark in this game. A pass in front and the score.
That low crease spot has been critical on the man up. That's what 2 of their man up goals have come for Vanderbilt. Maybe a cross crease slide could have been seen there, but it's tough when you're man down. And that'll bring us within 1 here. Great play. Vanderbilt really making ASU pay when they're man up, and now we'll be heading back to the draw circle.
Excellent angle from Kate Bradley. She did not have a lot of room to shoot. She just squeezed it in on the crossbar there.
Yeah, that's a tough shot, far side high.
Almost impossible to block.
Oh, absolutely, and especially Valley, a right-handed goalie, getting that far side top right, really tough save to make. So really well placed shot, brings the Commodores within 1, and we're back here on the draw circle.
Under 5 minutes to go, 16-15. It was a 1-goal game the last time they met in Tempe back in 2019. It was a 2-goal game last year in Nashville.
Looked like the Sun Devils were going to come up with it, but there was a cover, so we're going Commodores up.
How about the
Big
check from behind
there
to take it away?
Oh, and there
And
we
a
go.
huge foul in the midfield against Kiera Runsky. She'll be sent off and gets a green card.
Green card, down by 1. Not a position you want to be putting your team in. As we know, man-ups have been very, very dangerous for both teams this afternoon. So Bella Ingrao picking that up, and she's passing it up to Ing to get the offense started.
2 goals in this possession for ASU. You need to score, but more importantly than that, you want to run 80 seconds off the clock here.
Yeah, this is a huge defensive possession for the Commodores. If they can manage to stop the Sun Devils, keep this lead with only one, could put them in good shape, but it might be tough with a very shifty and aggressive Sun Devil attack.
Foul will give him a free position. Not the best look here, all the way to the outside.
Yeah, I would anticipate Lydia probably pulls this one out, a bit of a tough angle, but also with a cannon like her, she can definitely put it in as well. So you never know what she's going to do, but I think at this stage of the game, they're going to pull it out as she does.
Oldno with 3 goals, they decide to reset it. Still over a minute to shoot. Another foul. Again, they're going to send Oldno to the free position spot. This a little bit better look than the last one. But again, you had mentioned you probably think she pulls this out and tries to waste a little more time. Here's Oldno on the free position, and again, they're going to reset the offense.
Yeah, I believe that was actually Shevitz. She's making a smart play,
Right.
Just a minute left with the shot clock. Like you said, really trying to wind down that clock, use as much of it as they can to limit the amount of time that the Commodores have to capitalize on the way back.
Just over 35 seconds to shoot.
Jordan looking to make play. She finds Ingrail, looking for the shooting space call, and she gets it.
Dangerous pass. Ing had a great look at the net. Instead, she's going to get another free position here. Tegan Ing has been the name for ASU in the second half to get it back to 2 goals. On the outside, she drives and has it blocked.
Beautiful stick check by Vanderbilt there. That's a really, really critical stop. Tegan gets that goal and they're up by 2 with 3.5 here. It's a tough spot, but bringing them in within 1 and getting that man down stop is huge.
And all of a sudden, an opportunity to tie this game for Vanderbilt, who has trailed the entirety of the 4th quarter. Just 4 second-half goals. But they performed so well in the first 2 quarters, they can still tie it right now. 3-minute mark. They've moved pretty quickly all game offensively, but you will not see that here. They're going to go slow, more methodical, maybe draw up a play and try to tie this game. You don't know if you turn this over how much time you're going to have getting it back, so you really have to make this one count. A great look, but top shelf, Valley makes the stop.
Yeah, that's a great alley save by Valley. You know, that's the force they want as a defense. They execute that well. The Sun Devils now a possession with 2 minutes remaining here, just over 2 minutes remaining in this game.
Devils trying to go quick. Maybe put this thing away. They got time to waste. They can take this down to just over a minute if they run this shot clock all the way. They shot with about 30 or 25 seconds-ish left in the timer on that last possession.
Yeah, they're definitely going to do their best to run this shot clock down, giving the Commodores a bit of a time crunch with the last possession if they get there.
1:40 remaining. She turns, she shoots just wide. That was almost the dagger from McKenna Riley, but ASU will keep possession. It's 60 seconds to shoot.
Not sure why there was a shot clock reset. It looked like it might have hit
Yeah.
wide, but maybe
Well,
it did get a bit of the goalie's stick.
Whatever it was, ASU will take it. They can run this down to basically 30 seconds right now. And that means if they can score here, it would almost ice the game. Oldno
Stick check.
stays with it. They still want to chew clock, 30 seconds left. Now Vanderbilt has to get far more aggressive defensively.
Goalie out of the cage. They're double teaming the ball here. High pressure defense here to try and get the ball back. Obviously, the shot clock's going to run down.
For Riley again. She's on the near side with 10 to shoot. Got to be wary of that. McKenna Riley in trouble. She may just give this up. Riley, they're telling her to shoot it. She puts it towards the net. It nearly went in. It skips just by. and now Vanderbilt has it, but you got to be wary of the clock. 20 seconds left as they pick it up.
Yeah, the clock is running down quickly here. Just over 10 seconds remaining. A high clear gets to Vanderbilt. 9 seconds left to go in the game. They're coming through the midfield. They got to get it up there.
They
The ball's
go
coming.
quick.
A shot
on
wide.
fairway, and it's just wide. As time expires, the Devils seal a comeback victory. 16-15. Arizona State, who trailed for basically 3 quarters, gets the lead at the end of the third, keeps it for all of the fourth, and even with a late Vanderbilt push, they come up with a huge Power Conference win and grab another non-con to add to their resume. Maybe the best win of the season for Arizona State, who was put to the test but pulls away in the waning moments.
Yeah, gritty win there for the Sun Devils. Commodores not able to hold them off in the second half. Really hard when the Sun Devils are coming full speed. But looked like they might have had a decent opportunity there. The clock unfortunately did run out before they had a good enough look, and the Sun Devils ended up coming away with it. So great win for the Sun Devils. Well fought, as we said. We figured it was going to be back and forth, as it was for the whole 60 minutes. Great lacrosse to watch here, and only more to come for both these teams this season.
ASU the win, that will advance the Sun Devils to 6-2 on the season. Vanderbilt the loss, and that will drop them back into the loss column now, 2-5 as they hit the road again. So once again, our final score, Arizona State 16 and Vanderbilt 15. Our next lacrosse stream will be Saturday, March 15th, when the Sun Devils take the field against Furman. The Paladins currently undefeated at 5-0. If they can win tomorrow, they'll be 6-0 coming to Tempe. For our entire stream team production staff and Bella Gasper, I'm Aiden Blank saying good night from Sun Devils Soccer Stadium. This has been Arizona State Lacrosse on ESPN+.